Okay, so we are starting with a seminar. As you must have rightly gone through the title of it, which is Calculating the ROI is an Online MBA Worth. So, uh, with the advancement of technology, there are so many online options available. Education has no more become a constraint for any person who is sitting at any corner in the world. We are accessible to so much of information, so much of online courses, and whatnot. Well, in today's time, it's really crucial to understand that is doing online MBA really worth? Because we all must have thought before taking this step that should I do online MBA or should I go with the traditional approach of going and attend the classes offline? There always lies an area of this discussion that should I do this online MBA? Does it really have some worth or no? We should go with the offline MBA. To address to this question, we have got this webinar hosted. And to address to this question, we have got the eminent speakers of the education industry, which are Professor Rahul Nainwal and Professor Dr. Pankaj Gupta. Yours truly, my name is Rutwick Vyas, and I've got this wonderful opportunity to mentor and host this today's, we can call it masterclass or the webinar, whatever you name it. But the ultimate goal is to understand the real sense of this online MBA. Before I begin this webinar, it's my honor to introduce our today's eminent speakers of this evening. First of all, my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Pankaj Gupta, sir, and to Professor Rahul Nainwal, sir, for joining this webinar. I know that you both have been traveling to different places and you made it out of your busy schedule. And I'm sure that all the participants who are looking forward to the answer of this question will get the benefit of it. So we have Professor Dr. Pankaj Gupta. He's working as a professor and an executive director at OP Jindal Global University. He's also served as a president of IIM HR. Along with this, he has been a director of Symbiosis and the earlier professor at IIM Kozhikode. On the other hand, we have Professor Rahul Nainwal, who is working as a director of School of Business UPES. And my heartfelt welcome to all the participants who have joined today to get the insight on this wonderful topic. So let us begin this webinar without any further delay. And when we are thinking about this question, that is online MBA worth, there are so many questions which come to our mind. I'd like to start my first question to Dr. Pankaj Gupta. And my first question is, of course, it's very layman. It's very generic in nature, which says that what are the extra benefits which one can get doing MBA online over doing MBA traditionally? I mean, in your views, which are the benefits a participant can get?
Okay, thank you very much, Rutwik ji. I truly appreciate this opportunity to be a part of this masterclass and want to thank everyone, Rahul ji, Preeti ji, and everyone from the organization to host me here. See, the question is MBA. This term also means different thing to different people. And some people have been saying MBA means what? MBA is, people say in Hindi, like, Mal bech ke aa, MBA. Or maybe another MBA, people say that MBA is like maa baap ki arju, and like that. But what I say that MBA is basically most beautiful attitude. That how you can nurture that attitude. And many of, in our country, many students are just joining MBA after completion of their graduation. So when they go to, an MBA class, suppose some discussion is taking place on around organizational behavior, office politics, or maybe financial management and so on. So they have no idea. So they are not able to really have great value out of that MBA. So such people, if they join some, work program and they are working there, and at the same time, after gaining 1 or 2 years of experience, they say, okay, let me complete an MBA online. So it is very, very powerful tool. Because many of the things your work will teach you, what you are, going through the work every day, and whatever work you do, if you do that with passion, it is a great learning experience also. And I always tell my student that in the beginning, your focus should not be on the earning, but on the learning and making yourself a better human being each and every day. So I believe doing an MBA online is a very good proposition. And nowadays, gone are the days where you have to go and spend 2 years in a traditional classroom setting. You need to have this and that. Nowadays, we have online MBA where each and every student can be seen like this. Like I want to talk to you, oh, Rutwick, I just ping you there. Oh, what is your view on this? Then I can say, oh, Rahul, what do you think? And then a lot of online collaborations are also possible. Now the tools and technologies are such where the online MBA is really very powerful. So I'd very strongly recommend that people should try for online MBA.
That's true,
I
sir.
can
You
come back
rightly,
to it. Yeah. Yeah.
no, you rightly pointed that basically MBA is meant for those who already know some basics of it. For
Hmm.
example, if I talk, you rightly mentioned about the office politics. Now, before I understand and study the theories behind the politics in organizational behavior, if
Hmm.
I've actually performed and observed those theories or the practical aspects of it, I would be in a better position to connect. So एकदम
Yeah.
सही से आपने कहा कि if we have performed those tasks and then we do MBA, we can understand the theories which act behind it. So of course, it solves the queries of those working professionals that if they want to pursue their career once they have started working somewhere, online MBA is always an option, and it is among the better options as you mentioned. Now, your views on this, Rahul sir, that how do you look at this offering? And nowadays, UGC has also made it mandatory that I'm sorry, UGC also made it similar and equivalent to the offline MBA degree. So if you hold an online MBA, it holds the same value as one holds the offline MBA. So, I mean, what are your views on this? How do you look at this offering from the various universities?
Sure. Thanks, Ritvik. And I think Dr. Pankaj, I think very interesting, viewpoint. Really loved what you kind of shared. So, see, my sense is when you look at a return on investment on an online MBA versus a traditional MBA, if you're doing a full-time offline MBA, you will have to forego your salary. You'll have to spend the time studying, and you have to spend time in, hostel fees and all of those kind of things. Plus, you don't get a salary during that time.
It's true.
So for some people who have got who working in a good company, this could be a substantial cost or opportunity cost. So one that is something one has to really kind of look at. Now with an online MBA advantage, and right now I'm not even going into the quality of what that be and all of that. If you have a day job and you have time to do an online MBA, and if the MBA is as good as in terms of at least qualifications as a regular offline MBA, then it has a great kind of ROI, right?
It's true.
Like Pankaj was saying, that if you've already worked in an organization, a lot of socializing that you do in an MBA when you're offline, that is probably not needed because you're doing all of that anyways in the company that you're working. And in fact, you're actually putting into practice a lot of things that you're learning in the office back into the classroom, and taking learnings from the classroom back into the office. To in some sense, if you're really into it, this is far better than actually doing just a standalone MBA away from the, like, it's almost like living in a jungle and practicing how do you live in the city, right? So it's like that. So I think if you're focused, you can take some time out. You're already working and you have a job, you're earning. Then I think not only in the long run, in the medium and short term also, the return from an online MBA would be great. And additionally, a lot of online MBAs do provide networking opportunities with your other batchmates. So you can always, network with them. Once or twice, you will probably get to meet them. Then you can create your own networking event where you'll meet in the cities where you're like kind of located. So you can actually get all the benefits of doing a regular MBA when you do an online MBA. But I think I must kind of say one thing, that in a regular MBA, sometimes the faculty and the peer pressure of your classmates and that's just the focus environment of an MBA pushes everybody to kind of do well. In online MBA, because we know there is a fatigue of online learning and all that, there's a lot depends upon the student. So it's like how much you will put in, that is what you will get out, and that will really determine whether your ROI is good or not. Yeah. So it's very, very like I think it is onto each of the participants to kind of take the best out of it.
Right, sir. So you want to say, sir, that for the working professionals who are basically already engaged somewhere and those who want to advance their career, and those who want to get the degree. Plus, they want to understand the theories behind the practicality. For them, MBA is the right choice through online mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, sir, what I've experienced is since COVID has changed the all algorithms, since then we have started using Zoom. I mean, I was learning a language somewhere around 2017-18. At that time, I was not able to find some tutor who could help me with the French linguistic knowledge. So I tried connected with a faculty who was from France, and she used to take classes through Skype. So in fact, I was facing a lot of trouble with Skype. But now, what we are doing right now is the latest example that how technology has eliminated all the gaps. Sometimes we feel that with the technology, if I want to share with my participants some video clips, or if I want to conduct any surveys, those all benefits are always there when we teach online. Somehow, always the physical touch is missed. So, what are your experiences with online teaching? That which pedagogy you follow, or which are some innovative practices you have already followed using online teaching, which we perhaps cannot use in offline, or likewise, you can also share some offline versus offline pedagogical tools. So, Dr. Pankaj, I would like to answer this question. Any innovative practices you have ever followed since you have started taking any online sessions?
See, online session, they require a different kind of mindset. And also you need to understand that a student may not be in the best of the mood, best of the situation all the time.
True.
So, sometimes the student is, preferring to, keep the video off. It's okay. Many things. And, when I teach online, I also have like all my material, including cases, everything uploaded on the LMS. So before I go to my class, I'm already aware that how much of my class is ready, who have read the case, how much of the case they are prepared, how many of them have seen the course video. After the course video also, there is an option that, if you have understood the video, then are you willing to answer these questions? So after this, then there is a game, there is a simulation, which people can do in their own way. Plus, in their certain online system, we do like there is a team you have to make because in my online classes, because I teach globally. So I have a lot of people, like I say that, okay, you have to create an Asian group. So maybe you have to create with somebody from China, somebody from maybe Japan, and somebody from Korea. And then you have to discuss what is the Asian way of doing the business. And then you have to discuss, collaborate, and then you have to come up with a presentation. So you also have to be mindful about the cultural aspect. You also have to be mindful about their time zones. So many things are taught without, trying too hard in that way. But of course, the role of the technology is very, very paramount there. Those kind of discussion rooms, are they there available? These, technological support, is it there? Which is giving me feedback. At the same time, a student can also get on the real-time basis how the entire group is progressing. How many of them have read the case? How many of them have submitted the pre-class questionnaire they have solved, and so on and so forth. So sometimes, you see the energy level is very high, and then we handle the class in a different way. So it all depends on that how sensitive a teacher is, and how much the teacher is also committed in delivering the learning outcome to the students. And then teacher is not required to play the role of I know it all and I'm giving it to you. No, you need to feel that they are your co-learners. They are bringing their own knowledge, and how I can synthesize, create a bigger picture so that it can help everyone. Like in class participation, I have a way to assess the class participation. What did the learning happen? What is the key learning? Number 2, how did learning happen for you? Number 3, what was your role in that learning? So people write their reflective notes, and with that reflective note, there is a further discussion. Then I have my teaching assistant also who are regularly monitoring. I also have a system of eye movement software by which I know which of my student is, just sleeping, or who is, paying attention. So in my class of like 60 people, I cannot see everybody. Or maybe when I go and teach abroad, I have like class of 200 people also in some sections. But in online system, I can keep an eye on everyone.
Everyone, exactly.
And I can create a customized learning plan for you,
Okay.
and then create like a WhatsApp groups.
Mm-hmm.
Their discussion take place. If you are shy, you are not able to speak in the class, then you are getting an opportunity to share your material and your key learning and the new learning in the WhatsApp group.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need to do some great work on your own self. When you create your own video, what is your learning there. So in this way, it is very, very fun and very exciting kind of a situation which a teacher can create over there. But if you want to teach online in a very boring way, that is not going to solve the purpose. Then people will
Exactly.
feel, oh my God, it is better I should go only offline mode.
Right.
So I can share many of such things because it is coming naturally as a teacher.
That's true. So I could sum up from your statement that a teacher has to be a techno-savvy person as well. I mean, we need to learn technology as well. Mere going through the subject material won't serve the purpose. If you want to teach online, teacher has to be a techno-savvy. He has to enjoy the benefits which a technology could offer. And sir, amazing examples you shared that a software will tell you that which student is actually attending your classes, which one is sleeping. That's, I mean, mind blowing. With such advancements in place, we can certainly convert this online classroom even better than the offline one. However, there are always some disadvantages which an online MBA, or let's not talk about MBA, but any online education offers. So I'd like to understand from Rahul sir that, sir, which challenges you see which are always associated with the online mode of education, which are crucial. I mean, we cannot get rid of those challenges because it's an online MBA. Personal touch is missed. Sometimes you have to face the blank screens and talk. Still, we have to always look fresh and prompt. Another part of it is, I mean, so many challenges which I have seen as a teacher, but I want to understand from you, Rahul, so that which are the challenges which you see, which are associated with the online MBA, and then we'll talk about some solutions as well.
Well, I guess maybe what you want to ask is not so much the challenges with online MBA, because we can always have live and asynchronous classes. I can create recorded videos, I can give assignments, I can do all of that. But
Yes.
so that's like not that challenging if the candidates are really going through it. The most challenging aspect is when there is a face-to-face class.
Yes.
Even in an online kind of a mode. Now, I think the biggest challenge today in online is that everybody's fatigued. Okay. And, when I take online classes, students will tell me, oh, sir, my mic is not working. My video is not working. Sometimes their video is, their mic is on and you can hear that they're like cooking food or they're doing something else. So all that kind of happens. So the challenge is the student is there, but not there. Okay. However, that also happens when you're taking a face-to-face class offline. The bodies of students are there, but their minds
somewhere else.
Are somewhere else. So that's like, the challenge of teaching, whether you teach online and offline. Now, I have two ways to kind of, which I think I can handle that. So one is kind of basic to, I think, teaching. So I feel it to like, we were mentioning today's technology, content is available, everything is available. Like a student doesn't have to learn from me because some of the best faculty in the world are available on YouTube, on edX, on Coursera, and those lectures are available. So why would they come and learn from me? So I think my role has now changed. My role is that of a facilitator, is to make them interested in a topic. So if I'm, let's say, like I often go and teach design thinking. Yeah. And my role there is not so much to teach design thinking, is to make them interested in design thinking, show them a framework so that they can go and learn on their own if they want to. Yeah. So I'm under no kind of impression that they can only learn in my class.
Exactly.
I have to light a fire. Now, if I light the fire, then they will go and learn elsewhere also. And, then the purpose is really kind of sort of like, because I said most of the content is available. So why do that? The second thing is that we have to make classes engaging. There are certain tools which are available offline. We can do that. We can ask anybody to stand up, make a presentation, make a group, XYZ. Similar tools are also available to make the classes engaging when you're doing it online. So I remember when we do on Zoom, or at least when I was using Zoom, You can make breakout rooms. You can give a task to the breakout rooms. On Google, there is a Google Jamboard that is available. Then there's some drawing tools which are available. There are collab tools which are available. So you can engage a class. You can do, like I found, one interesting way to engage class is simple tool like a poll, right? Like sometimes my poll is, "Are you there?" And people will, if they've seen it, then they will say, and then I know how much of the class is out there. Or I will ask an interesting question, and then there are multiple options. And so you can online, and imagine a poll is not that easy to do in a physical classroom. So
Exactly,
there
sir.
are a lot of tools that we can use, and that's an advantage. But having said that, I think it's a challenge to engage students offline and online, because, like I said, most of the time the body is there, the mind is somewhere else. So we have to rethink our role. We are not so much there to teach, is to engage and excite these young minds, and then the magic will happen. They will go and learn on their own.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. We are the facilitators. We have to ignite that fire within them. So even we teach, I have also experienced that if we have some interesting topic, they do participate. Otherwise, we always have observed that the phone is attending the classes, but they are not physically present. Pankaj, sir, any thoughts of yours on this, that how, which all sort of challenges you have faced when you teach it online, and any interesting ways in which you have sorted those methods out? Any, like Rahul sir
See,
said that he uses the
yeah.
breakout rooms.
See, the question is that one can be a normal structured way in which the certain learning outcome have to be delivered. Like there is a self-instructor format in which, you design the basic thing.
Yes.
But if you teach everything in that format, there are certain subjects, like Rahulji was sharing about design thinking. If you want to just bind this in a certain way, it is not going to work. Like if you have some system about accounting and finance, maybe a blockchain, you can define that way. But imagine a topic like, teaching design thinking or teaching Bhagavad Gita, or I teach one course globally that is known as the ancient wisdom. So everything require a different kind of strategy, and that is where the role of a teacher become very important. And there is some certain term known as infotainment, where information is going at the same time, entertainment is also happening. So I do not know who are attendees. Are they the people who are like online MBA seekers, or they are the people who will be the instructors? I have not complete idea. But I believe the quality of an online MBA depends on the brand of an organization, and also from the individual professor's individual brand also. Like you see that whenever I teach one course, I take it as a matter of my own prestige, that whatever are the learning outcome, I'm going to make sure that most of my students, the very relevant part of my course, I'm able to, make it go through, they are able to really understand in a proper way. And then I also decide about my, what is vital, what is essential, and what is desirable. And what is like very main section, then I'll create some games around that. I'll create some, simulation. And sometimes they don't understand, then I also keep creating a hype around that. Oh, on this day, we are going to play this game. And by this, you are going to learn this much and that much. Sometime I'll also bring some corporate, like vice president or something, because I've taught so many years. So I have more than 200 of my former students who are the CEOs and presidents in this world. So getting them in my online class is very, very easy.
Exactly.
Say, Professor Gupta, if you call me in Sonipat, even if somebody want to come from Gurgaon, like 3 hour coming, 3 hour going. So, but if I tell them, oh, why don't you join on
Online.
Zoom? Yeah. So they say, okay, Professor, I will come. So I believe that the kind of quality which can be delivered in a online MBA can be really mind-blowing. Gone are the days when you say that, okay, this is the way normal MBA has to be taught. But also you can create in such a way that there is certain routine subjects. Maybe for that, you don't need a live professor. You get a recorded thing proper way, so that your cost is also down.
Exactly.
Because if you say online MBA, so you have to also pass on the benefit to the students and the parents. Because in India, still not every student pays the money for their own MBA program. So it is also our duty to keep inventing new things so that we are able to deliver better and better quality every time. And also, we are able to reduce the unit cost of delivery. So if we have that kind of a thinking, there is no problem at all. Maybe at each and every course which is delivered, not only the entire program, but each and every course, professors should have a very open discussion with the students. What went well, what did not go well, how we can further improve. And that feedback should be passed on to the other professor. So that it should not happen, I'm completing 24 courses in 2 years. And everybody is teaching and doing the same mistake over and over again. So the role of an MBA coordinator or the dean also is very, very important. And of course, all the time you need to focus on that balanced scorecard model, like learning and then internal business process, and then the customer delight. And you see that there are a lot of students nowadays who are doing Coursera and edX courses from Harvard, Wharton, Kellogg, ISB. And those certifications are now very well considered valuable by the companies also. They will not say, oh, you have done this, R course from Columbia. No, but you don't have a physical degree. Companies are no longer thinking like that. So if you are a capable person, you have done it, then they are going to give you a lot of importance. So I just thought to add these points to you.
Okay. So you exactly answered my next question. But anyway, I'd like to ask this question to Rahul sir, that how does he look at it? Sir, would you think that the industries could be a challenge when they recruit the online MBA aspirants? I mean, could they pose any question that since the person has studied online, they might lack certain personality traits, or they might have compromised on any of the educational aspect? How do you look at it? Or if you have any examples to share or anything, I mean, which comes to your mind, that can online MBA create any threat for the attendees or for the aspirants?
So I think, okay, so to be honest, if someone has done an online MBA and they have no work experience, right? So the companies might worry that whether they have any socializing, networking skills or not. So imagine you just did MBA, you did BA, and then immediately you've done an online MBA.
Yes.
Even in that case, the student actually, if they've done internships, if they have done volunteer work, if they've done any of this work, or they've done group assignments, they can actually answer that question. Exactly. If you have work experience, then I don't think so. Like a company would ask a question like you are at a disadvantage because you haven't done offline MBA. In fact, I would not even like to go and work in a company like that, which is like more worried about whether my qualification is offline or it is online. So a lot of companies are more interested in what can you do for me? So what do you bring to the table? Yeah, and nowadays, just bringing a degree, which is just offline full time, is not enough. So if you would, if you see like even on campus interviews when they happen here, if there is a person who's got work experience, there is a different set of questions that are asked to them.
Exactly.
More around what's been their work profile, their industry, what has been their experience, how they're linking their experience to what they've learned in an MBA. And I don't see it'll be any different if you've done an online MBA. So, for instance, we were discussing just before this question that, there are a lot of certifications that are available from Coursera, edX, and all of that. Like, let's say somebody's doing an online MBA and specializing in analytics, right? Now, the company would like to know whether they actually know analytics. What are the latest tools they're using? What are some of the softwares that they know? Where have they used analytics in their... And in fact, they can even ask them, where are you applying the learning that you're getting from your online MBA in your work? I feel that if you can demonstrate that there is a strong link between what you're learning and what you're doing in your job, you'll be in a much better position to actually get a good role, either outside or within your organization. Because I've also seen that because of an online MBA, once you get the qualification and you're able to demonstrate that you're able to use the skills that you picked up, you might be ready for a promotion within your company. I don't personally see this as a disadvantage.
So ultimately, what matters is to what extent we can apply the knowledge which we have got. Yeah. So it's all about the knowledge application. Absolutely, sir. True. Now, when we expect any person to be an MBA, we also expect that the person must have brushed up on certain of the personality aspects. For example, a person should be a good public speaker. He should be good at, these are some basics which the organizations look for in any MBA graduate. So how offline MBA is a different picture altogether. We can call someone up on the stage. We can ask him to present before the crowd, and slowly and gradually we can help them overcome the fear of public. Can there be a challenge when we think about certain aspects like this in online MBA, or we have certain tools in which we can also help students overcome their fear of public speaking or speaking on any topic or presentation skills? Pankaj, sir, do you have anything to share on this? That through online MBA, how can we help students acquire some soft skills?
I think it is a very difficult point actually, and that is where many times you see that the people who are doing this online MBA, they are at a disadvantage. But again, I say that if you have a sensitive heart, you can do a lot of innovations.
True.
See, one of the university in the West, they have done some innovation, and how they have done is, that they have created, some sort of a location clustering they have done. Who are belonging to which strata and where they are living. And they created a lot of local groups there, and local support groups were there. And they also said their alumnus were living in those areas. So they created those kind of cohorts. And they were like monitoring and, meeting them over the weekends and like that. And those alumnus were also they wanted somebody to reduce their load. And these people were available. They said, okay, yes, I'm not working full time. I'm, having time. So why don't I help you in that? And then those kind of discussion groups were happening 2 times in a month. And, those things were also live connected in the classroom, so that you see that 7 clusters are working together in 7 different locations. And in this way, they try to, take care of this kind of a need. And also, as regard the soft skill is concerned, so you also should be very much clear whether the kind of outcome you want to say or you are delivering, are they really going home or not? Like one professor was taking his dog along, and he said, I have taught my dog how to whistle. Somebody said, oh, but I don't see him whistling. He said, I have taught him, but he has not learned. So, many times professors say that way, oh, I have done my job, but they have not done what to do. So the teacher has to take personal responsibility. Therefore, maybe a professor is there, but there should be teaching assistant and other research associates who should make sure that the learning is happening at what level, and making sure that nobody is left behind. And maybe a different gradation of course are also possible. Maybe MBA with honors and MBA with this kind of a specialization. So different kind of varieties can be created. So then soft skill problem can also be addressed that way.
Exactly. That's a wonderful suggestion, which I believe all universities who are offering this online course should definitely implement, because it is one of the major challenges, and certainly a challenge has got the solution as well. Rahul sir, I want to ask you a question. I mean, if you could throw some light on this, that what career opportunities and career advancement an aspirant can do if he opts for the online MBA. Pankaj sir already shared that he has been taking classes and he has been delivering the lectures to multiple cross-cultural students as well. In your opinion, what one can get in terms of the benefit, in terms of earning potential, job opportunities, in terms of getting socialized with other peers who are joining from the other region? What are your views on this, sir?
So I think so. I mean, there are 2 kinds of roles which are there in any company, right? So you are either an individual contributor, okay? So you work a part of a team, and you have a specific role that you kind of deliver, right? And then you are like a team lead kind of a person, where you're no longer an individual contributor. You're now going to manage a team. You are slowly moving into the leadership role. So I feel that anybody who's wanting to move into a leadership position, they should be doing an online MBA, offline MBA, or some kind of an MBA. And why is that? Because, an MBA is a truly integrative science of practice, practice of management.
Yeah.
You understand how finance is related to marketing, how marketing can sometimes drive strategy or vice versa. You understand how organizations, operate. Earlier in the conversation, Pankaj was talking about politics and power in the organizations. You learn all these things. In fact, when you're doing online MBA, you're also seeing these things, happening
Yes.
around you, even though you're an individual contributor.
Mhm.
So I feel there's a great opportunity by doing an online MBA. You will be able to move up the ranks, and you will be able to move from an individual contributor to a more, a team lead or in a leadership kind of role. I'll give you an example. Let us say you are today in a tech role. Let's say your tech role or your tech or sales support or something like that. Now in MBA, you will learn financial management, right? You will learn what it is like to read a balance sheet. Suddenly you have now new pair of eyes. When you're making a pitch and you're doing your pre-sales, you can now look at the same data, same things with this new added knowledge that you have. If
Exactly.
you're learning analytics, you can create, very interesting dashboards, which will help in kind of decision making. So even if you're an individual contributor,
Mhm.
even then you will pick up valuable skills which will really help you advance in your kind of career. So I definitely feel that there's an edge an MBA holder will have, not just because of the degree. So I want to also kind of separate the degree from
Yes,
the
yes.
the real value of this kind of an education. And I think you will get a bird's eye view of
Mhm.
how companies, businesses are, how they're structured, how they operate, and you're getting ready for a leadership role. So I think these are really some of the advances you can make in your career if you do an MBA.
Exactly, sir. I mean, what comes to my mind is when you're already expert at something, you'd also like to add some more expertise to your profile.
Yeah.
So now, many a times, I believe that I've done my MBA in HR. I believe that I should do my MBA in logistics and supply chain as well, or maybe I should do in oil and gas to explore some other set of opportunities which could come in my way in the coming time. So this kind of advantages one can obviously get when we think about the online mode of doing this course. Pankaj sir, we have so many participants, and I'm sure that many of them would be looking forward to join the course on the online mode. Now, I want to understand from you that as a teacher, what advice you'd like to give it to them that they should do if they join the course? Which kind of student they should be? What kind of a role model a student should be when they join online? What should their responsibilities? The same question also asked to Rahul sir once Pankaj sir shares his views. So, sir, would you like to say? I mean, this is the chance where we can again act as a teacher. We can ask them to uh, follow some do's and don'ts.
See, I would like to say one thing very openly that whatever you do it with total love, passion, and honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I keep taking interviews of many people. They'll say, "Yeah, I have done MBA,"
Mm-hmm.
and they'll write like MBA from Symbiosis, say for example. And when I ask some questions, then they'll say, "No, no, I have done from distance learning."
Okay.
You know, this is one thing people should never do. एक होता ना बिल्कुल बिल्कुल प्राउड से कहना चाहिए, yes, I have done it,
I've done
and I have
MBA.
done it through distance mode.
Mm-hmm.
And मुझसे जो पूछना हो पूछवाओ, whatever you want to ask, I have each and everything within me. But they should not feel little bit of let down, and they should not think that way as if they are less than anyone else who
Mm-hmm.
have done full-time MBA. I'm telling this from my very, very personal experience.
Mm-hmm. True, sir.
Because in a corporate job, nobody bothers about you unless you have that quality to deliver. And if you're good in your job, nobody bothers. Because I do consulting with many companies, and also
Mm-hmm.
companies which are like family-owned businesses, where people have grown, like they joined as a clerk or something, and now they are the vice presidents. There are many such companies in Gujarat and Maharashtra where I go and do consulting. So simply your fitness for use, whether you have that or not. So first of all, any negative, thing about online MBA or distance MBA should go from your mind, and choose your options very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, you should also be very clear that why you are doing an MBA. Like I see that many girls who do MBA, because later on, if you say that, okay, the girl is an MBA, you can get a better match for her or maybe for him. So be clear about it. Why I'm doing MBA? So that I may get a better match. Then I should not be fooling myself around. try to solve other purposes also.
Mhm.
But if you are doing an online MBA only with the purpose of getting a job, then your commitment level has to be much deeper.
Exactly.
Not only what teacher is teaching, but what teacher is not teaching you. Even if they're not teaching you how to do network on the LinkedIn, you should do that. You should be clear, what is my passion, what is my ability, and what is my faith. What kind of job I truly love, and do a deep research on that. Then in your classes, which are live classes, you ask those kind of difficult questions. You get knowledge, then you apply back in your current job, whatever, wherever you're working. So in this way, try to take every value. कहते हैं ना कि पूरा
Out of it.
खून पसीना आपने उसका निकाल लिया, पूरा एक एक चीज
Mhm.
आपने उसका निकाल लिया. तो ऐसे बच्चों को पढ़ाने में, मतलब these kind of children, if these kind of students are there, even the teacher also loves so much. So they should be firstly very clear why they are doing an MBA. And also they should not be having a feeling of let down at all. Maybe they can do research which online MBAs are already considered equivalent to, the offline MBA.
Offline
I
MBA.
know
True.
there are certain graded autonomy has been given to certain business schools
Mhm.
whose online MBA are exactly the same.
True, sir.
So you may consider that.
Mhm.
Like I was teaching in Johns Hopkins, and they have now come about this total MPH program, which is 100% online. So a lot of research is being done that how come I'm delivering exactly the same outcome there. So
Mhm.
I'm sure that the universities and colleges who are offering good online MBA, they must have done that kind of a due diligence and research.
Mhm.
And students should also do that way. Moreover, they can also, if their purpose is to get a job, they should also look in advance what kind of online MBAs are considered good enough by those companies where they are targeting, and then go there rather than say, okay, I have done it from here and now I'm not getting a job. So not getting a job simply means that you have not done your preparation and hard work when it was needed. And
Exactly.
you may not have done your real, the kind of networking which is needed, or your own marketing, because
Mhm.
people should know how to market themselves. So these are my few cents. I'm
Exactly.
very passionate about this topic. I can keep talking, but I
No,
should
we
be.
really like to listen because you rightly said that we should have the passion. There should be a purpose of doing. And the example which you shared, sir, I belong to Gujarat, so I've seen
Mhm.
that. I mean, when I used to ask the first question that why you have joined MBA, I really appreciated the response of the students, especially the girls who said that to get married, and
बिल्कुल
that
ठीक है.
was the
बिल्कुल.
honest answer. Everyone appreciates. कि चलो, you've joined, you know the reason that why you've joined. You've got the purpose at least. For such people as well, this can be a good option. Rahul sir, your views on any advices to the students or the aspirants who might be the student of tomorrow?
Oh, I think my advice is very similar to what Pankaj shared. I mean, you will have to take online MBA
Mhm.
seriously if you want online MBA to take you seriously,
Exactly.
right? It's see, everybody's putting in, there is a cost to it. I
Mhm.
mean, even though it's less than the cost of a regular MBA, but there is a cost. Plus, you'll have to spend time. You'll have to spend time in the evening. This time you will be taking away from your family, from your other activities that you might want to do. So you're putting a cost. So you might as well kind of put in the uh, hard work, and don't come to an online MBA expecting that it'll be any less kind of rigorous than an
Mhm.
offline MBA. Sometimes the students have this expectation. I'll be very honest with you. Arey, online MBA, na, so why are the faculty asking us to do hard work? Remember, the value of an MBA is in hard work,
Mm.
right? Like, can you study, can you work for 14 to 16 hours in a day? We are really training you for what would happen for the next 15, 20, 30 years in your life. So if you're doing an online MBA, don't shy away from hard work. Don't expect this will be any less rigorous than a regular MBA. So that's my point number one. The point number two is that because you have work experience, yeah, you actually are in a unique position where you can enrich the discussion in your classroom, whereas the level of learning of everybody in your class will go up because
Exactly.
you're bringing in your insights and your
Mhm.
experiences, which normally doesn't happen in a regular MBA. Like at our school also, there is maybe 30-35% people with work experience, or maybe even less sometimes. And so the quality of discussion
Yes.
would be much higher if you are doing an online MBA where every participant is saying, boss, ye sab theek hai. You're teaching me 4 P's of marketing, but in my company, this is what happens. And somebody else is saying, no, in my company, this is what I've experienced. And so that learning is invaluable, you know. And in that process, not only the students, the faculty learns. The faculty can suddenly now say, you know what, I have these 20, 40 students who have industry experience, and I'm learning from them. And the classes and the examples that I'm taking to my regular class are now much better because of this. So I think the two responsibilities of an online MBA participant, one is not to shy away from rigorous work. If there's a deadline to submit assignment, please do submit assignment by then. So don't shy away from that. Second is help everybody learn better by bringing your own unique insights and experiences into the class. And if these two things happen, I'm 100% sure, you will do exceedingly well wherever you go.
Exactly. That's true, sir. I remember that in one of my classes, I was taking the class of compensation management, and I saw a participant was the HR of Sybase. So then the discussion went altogether in a different zone. We started talking about the policies adopted by Sybase. So this is the advantage which others could also get by his answer.
Right.
Right. Now, one last question to you. Last question. I mean, we are just going to start with the question and answer after this. So your views on, Rahul sir, your views on the title return on investment, calculation of investment versus return in online MBA. What is one's benefit of this investment?
I think it's the benefit is fairly clear. You know, a regular MBA would cost you north of 20 lakhs, 20, 30 lakhs. Okay. Plus you have to forego 2 years of learning. So let's say if your average package is, let's say on an average 10, 12 lakhs. So that means you're really making an investment of about 44 to 50 lakhs of rupees by doing an MBA. Opportunity lost, an opportunity cost, and the money that you will be spending. Yeah. Right. And vis-a-vis, if you do an online MBA, you will be able to save a substantial part of this cost. You will still be able to work. And like you said, if the degree itself is similar, you know, UGC has said that there is no real difference between it. And you're learning, you know, most importantly, you're learning and you're able to apply this learning in your job. I see no reason that your ROI would be much, much better through this.
Perfect. Sir, any additions of yours, Pankaj sir?
Sure. Definitely. I'd like to say that in your live classes, when you're doing offline MBA, you don't have the possibility of, putting a professor, rewind professor, then learning again. those kind of great possibilities you have in an online MBA. All right. So one is the learning part, second is the earning part. And as Rahul ji has already mentioned about the possibility of saving your money and also the possibility of earning and learning at that time. That is always there. And also I want to share one interesting insight here, that the people who are having a work X and after that they go for an MBA, so that we call as a delta money, that how much delta they are earning. Suppose somebody is already earning and getting like 10 lakh rupees job they are already getting, and they go and do an MBA from place like IMT or MDI or any such place, and then they get a job of say maybe 18 lakh. So their delta is not 18 lakh, it is only 8 lakh.
True, sir.
So that also has to be understood very well. Because somebody who is a fresher, who is at zero, from zero somebody is getting at 8 lakh. So that is the delta is 8 lakh there. And somebody with a work experience of 10 lakh, with a work experience already getting 10 lakh package, that person is going, then the delta is 8 lakh there. So all the time the effort has to be made that how and what kind of value addition I can bring to myself. And ROI is not only just, how much job you get in year 1 or year 2, but the kind of connection you make, the kind of knowledge you have, and the kind of working in the pressure and other thing you learn. And I remember that when I was a professor in IIM Kozhikode, and we used to create those kind of pressure simulations, like giving a case maybe 9 p.m. and then offering the questions at 12 in the night, or maybe a hint something giving at 1 in the night. But later we have understood, at least I don't do it anymore. At that time, the idea was that corporate is going to grill you like that.
That's true.
tell you in the night, and then tomorrow morning you have to present and this and that. Now I tell my student, don't do that job at all. Because anything which does not respect you, somebody who is not bothered about you, why kill yourself? Because Corona has told us, it is your duty. You should know in what direction are you going. Is it right or wrong?
Exactly.
When you are going there, then why you are going there? Then you should not be sort of restless all the time, but you should be restful. Therefore, while you're doing an online MBA, you should take good care of your physical health, mental health, doing some pranayam, yoga, meditation, yog nidra. If you do these things and you're also shaped up well with a nice IQ, EQ, and SQ, that is spirituality quotient, then there's a much better possibility for you to do well in life also. Otherwise, you will not be running your life on a balanced scorecard model. So I thought that also, and everything is not ROI. There are so many things, which money and ROI can't buy. So, you have to do your passion and your inner drive. That is very important. Thank you.
Wonderfully answered. Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. So I don't see any further questions. All the questions are technical in nature, which are already addressed by the team. Let me just take a look at it. Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, then, so we call it an end of the day. I'm really thankful to Pankaj sir and Rahul sir for making this day and it possible. Despite your busy schedule, despite you being engaged somewhere else, you showed up, and that's the worth out of it will surely be taken by the participants. And some of the wonderful takeaways which we have got all together about the online MBA, and many of the perceptions are also broken. So all I have to say is thanks with the folded hands for coming and sharing your views on this. With this, we call it an end of the webinar. Once again, thank you so much. I wish all the participants a wonderful luck ahead. And thank you so much, Rahul sir and Pankaj sir once again for showing up today.
Thank you. Truly appreciate
it. Doing an excellent job at this this
Yes,
seminar.
yes,
you're really skilled at it.
Oh, sir,
You've really done very good moderation, and also Rahul, I also appreciate your comments as well.
Thanks, Pankaj. I think I really loved the way you explained how an online MBA and a general MBA can also just MBA, and your views on how one can actually be in the class. I really benefited from your.
Thank you, Rahul. Truly appreciate it and look forward to connecting sometime. And thank you, Preeti ji, for this opportunity. And thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Namaskar.